Hello guys, in this video I want to introduce more features of the Ultimate Character project using Terra and her animations. The main topics of this tutorial are melee weapon, making combo, and finally blocking system. Some process of setting her up is similar to the previous tutorials, so I'll do them very quickly without extra descriptions, so please, if you didn't watch the previous videos yet, watch them first. First, I want to start with the AI version of the Terra, so we need to create a character and controller class child blueprint, as you can see on your screen. Right-click on AI Character BP, and then click on Create Child Blueprint Class. And for the controller class, right-click on the AI Controller BP and create the new child blueprint. And I move them to a new folder. I've copied the animation blueprint and mesh from the official project. Let's add them first into character class. In the next step, we can edit the default animation blueprint. I'm deleting the level start montage and the event binding. Now we can cast pawn order to base character BP and store in the character variable. We must change the variable type too. Now we need to check if the character is valid or not. Change the isInAir variable to the inverse of isLanded from character class. We can directly use character and remove the cast. Delete the full body too, we will use slot group. And finally, delete these events. Anim BP is ready now. Delete the default character class. It's safe to use force delete as we don't have any asset ref. Now, open the Terra character class to add some options. Before adding options, let's fix the mesh location and rotation. Now, change the AI controller to the new controller we made for Terra, and then we can edit the sight radius in the controller class. Always try to match sight radius in both AI perception and pawn sensing components. Back to the character class. First, we can edit the recognize time. I want the dynamic attacks so she can switch between her attacks dynamically. Set the character patrol, alert, and then default max speed. Don't forget to add the most important option, character tag. Compile and save the class. Now we can add the attacks to the character. I want to start with a melee attack. For the tag, I think Axe is good. Also, I want to use this as her default attack. Now it's time to add this Axe into AI melee table. Create a new row, and as always, use character tag plus attack tag formula as the row name, so in this case I'll write Terra Axe. Now, we need to find a good attach socket on the character mesh. This is the place the weapon will be attached, and must be in the hand on the character. I think weapon R is the bone to add our attach socket. Actually, for this character is not important, because weapon already attached to our mesh. We can use this socket for both attach socket and inventory attach socket, because we will not allow the character to unequip the weapon. For the fire socket, we need to find a good location on the blade. If your weapon's not attached to the character, make sure to add this socket only on weapon skeleton, not character mesh. This socket is good to use as fire socket. For the fire animation, we need to create a new anim montage. Also, I want to add combo animations into this anim montage. Open the anim montage and choose upper body group. Then we must add each attack and recovery animation into a new section. You can write any name for your new sections. Always make sure new section pointer is on the first frame of animation. Hold Alt on your keyboard and use the mouse scroll to zoom in or out. As you can see, I'm first adding the attack animation and then recovery animation to have a good transition between animations and combos. And press the clear button to separate sections. We just need to add 3 types of animation notifies to Fire Sword: attack, combo check, and block event. Let's start with the sword attack itself. Right-click on the timeline and select Melee Attack ANS from the Add Notify State menu. The starting pointer must be at the time weapon can damage the target, and the ending pointer must be at the time weapon can't damage the target. This is like an on or off switch. Also, you can select to stop attack after first touch actor, or select multiple target hit in a single attack later in weapon class. We need to add this melee attack notify state for all other attack animations too. After adding them, now we can add weapon tag. Also, you can have a different launch force for each of them to match character movement to the animation. Also, we can edit them later. Next step is adding the combo check event. Create a new timeline and select Combo Check AN from Add Notify menu. Try to move pointer a little bit after ending previous notify state to challenge the player to press the fire button again at the correct time. Again, add this event for all other attack animations too. Always in the last section, create combo check to loop back to the first sequence, especially when you're using different weapons in your combo sequence. We can now add the options. Next section is the next section to play in combo sequence. This section can be on another montage. Next attack type is the next attack type of the combo. For the player characters, you can use only the melee. Next attack tag is the next attack tag to use. Force combo. If you're switching between different weapons in the combo in the last sequence, activate this option to force the character to switch to the first section state even if the combo was not successful. Lifetime. This is the time the player must press the fire button again. You can use a smaller value in each sequence to make a challenge for the player. And the last part we need to add to the timeline is the blocking event. Add a new timeline and select Block Attack AN from Add Notify menu. Try to find a good location a little bit before firing start to notify player by flashing the block button on screen. If you want the attack to be blockable, we must add this event to other animations too. Now we can add our settings. Desired count is the minimum button press counter for the player to block this attack. Slow motion rate. By changing this, you can create a slow motion effect. Lifetime is the time the player has to press the block button. Dynamic camera. If enabled, the player camera will turn to the incoming attack location. Now our anime montage is ready, and we can use in the tables for both AI and player version. Write the first section name and check the attacking animation length. Now add the other sections into Combo Sections array. After adding them, now we need to check and add attacking animation length. Alright, for the last option, we need to create the weapon class. Go to Weapon folder and then Melee. Now create a new child blueprint from Base Melee BP. You can use mesh components on the left panel to add weapon mesh, if your character weapon is not attached to the character mesh. First, add the weapon tag, then open the melee config to update some options. The damage amount. For damage type, we can create a new one. I think we can copy Quang damage type and just modify values. Open the new DT and change options as you like. For example, add a camera shake to shake player camera after hitting by this weapon, or impulse to launch the character. Hit multiple actors. This is the option I told you in animation montage regarding stop the attack after the first hit or not. Trace distance is the distance weapon can touch the target. Use line trace. If you disable this checkbox, weapon uses box trace. Half size. Size of the box trace if you're gonna use the box trace. Orientation. Orientation of the box trace. Max use. How many times this weapon can be used. Infinite use. Enable if the character can use this weapon unlimited. Now we can use this weapon in the table for both AI and player characters. I think it's a good time to see you're in level. Just drop character class into the level. This is very good. She can attack and also combo, and block warning is working too. To make it more beautiful, we can add trail effect to the sword. Just open the attack animations and add the trail from notify state. I copied this effect from the original project. Find a good time on the timeline for start and end pointers, then select and copy the start and end socket from the skeleton tree. You can do this for other attack animations too. Alright, let's add throw attack for this character. Add the new attack type in the character class and write the tag. Also, I want to give 5 items to the character. In the AI throw table, add a new row and write the row name to TerraBuff. We need to add a new socket for the attach socket. I think Shield Gem is a good place to create our new fire socket. Rename the socket to Buff Socket and then use in the table. We don't need to attach this item to the body when the item is not equipped, so leave Inventory Attach Socket as default. Also, we need to create a new anim montage for firing animation. Use upper body for the animation group and find a good time to throw the item on the timeline. And then add base attack item AN from Add Notify menu. Now add the item information. Also, we can make this attack blockable by adding block attack AN a little after actual throw, then add the block information. Let me fix the block location on the timeline. Alright, anim montage is ready, and we can add to the table. Also, we need to check and write montage length. Now we can create the throw item class by creating a child blueprint from base throw item BP, then select the new class in the table. I'll keep this item with minimal options. If you want more info, please check the Narbash folder. I'll just add projectile class. Create a new projectile child from base projectile BP. Then select the new class in the Throw Item class. Open the new projectile class and set the projectile tag same as attack item tag in character class. In the projectile class, I just add some values for testing. Please watch the previous videos for more information. Now, let's change the default attack of Terra and test the item in level. Alright, as you can see, she can use her new attack. Also, the block warning is working too. I think we have all the main mechanics for Terra now, as the time of the tutorial allows me. You can add more mechanics to her by yourself as practice. Let's make a player version of Terra. First, create a child blueprint from Player Character BP. Open the new class and select the Skeletal Mesh and Animation Blueprint. Same as the AI version, I'll add 2 attack types. Also, I've got some icons for them to show in the menu. I can change the icon size a little. I want default primary weapon to equip my axe, so when a player starts the game, can use her axe. If your character has 2 weapons at starting of the game, you can use default secondary weapon to equip. For example, this new option is usable for Twin Blast or Narbash. After adding tags, we can also add them in the player version of tables. Create a new row for the Terra, and we can almost copy everything in base melee section from the AI table. The only UI option I need for the axe is equip, and for the camera config, we can use the Quang camera config for testing. Now Terra is ready to test in level. Delete the AI character from level, and then we need to select the player version of Terra as our default character in the game mode class. Something is wrong. I can't see her axe icon as default weapon, and also the menu's not working. Let me check the character class. Oh, sorry, I forgot to write the character tag. Now we can test again. As you can see, the axe is equipped by default and I can use it. Also, the combo's working great. Alright, let's add the throw attack into the table. Settings is the same as the AI version. For the UI, I just need the secondary equip and unequip. Also, as we just used this as secondary attack, we don't need to add camera config. And I want to show the arc. Now we can test the character and level. As you can see, the throw attack works well. Also, you can add more effects like explosion and launch to this attack. You can find the tutorial in the second part of Twin Blast. Alright, now let's create an animation for blocking and test that. Make sure to play in full body group. Now we need to add the full body group in the animation blueprint. Open the anim graph and add the slot node. Then connect to final animation pose node. We must select the full body group from the right panel. Now we can select the block animation for the attack types to enable blocking ability. As you can see on your screen, player characters can't block instant guns. Also, you can add the blocking animation to AI Terra and define chance for each of them. Drop the AI character into level and play the game. As you can see, I can block the incoming fire, but this is a little hard to block. I think we can increase the time to make it a little bit easier. This is good, I can block the axe. To make it look better, you can increase the play rate of the blocking animation. Thanks for watching this tutorial. Please let me know what kind of tutorials you need for the next videos. Also, like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Have a good day, and bye!